Hi everybody, we back here with another video. And today we're going to be talking about Misfits 17 happening as of tomorrow. Today is August 30th. It happens August 31st. And this event has had me conflicted ever since it's been announced. The first thing that we hear is like, oh, KSI is fighting two opponents instead of just one person. Ended up being Slim and Pretty Boy. They wasn't able to get Slim a fight on this card, but they got Pretty Boy a pretty good fight on this card. He's gonna be going up against Gabriel Silva, which we've heard for a while was a fight that they were trying to make, but they finally got it done. I think there was a opponent before Pretty Boy, and there was some dude. He was like Rebby or something like that. Can't remember his name exactly, but that fight was canceled. And Gabriel got the opportunity to fight Pretty Boy if he could beat Samuel Erickson on the last count, like 2-3 weeks ago. Pretty Boy ended up knocking him down brutally in the second round, and was able to get the Gabriel Silva fight that we all wanted to see in the same months. So he got double co-main event, which is crazy, bro. And to make it even crazier, this dude was talking commentated throughout the event after and before his fight. So Pretty Boy really him, bro. I feel like Pretty Boy is legit worthy of the KSI fight one-on-one if he can beat Gabriel Silva, which we're gonna get into in a minute. First, we gotta start with the bottom of the count, happening at 1 p.m. I think tomorrow Easter time. You could watch the two first fights for free on YouTube, or I think on Kick. I think they'll be live on both. And the two cruiserweight fights for the first phase. So this is the first phase of the cruiserweight tourney ending, which the first phase has been brutal. In the lightweight tourney, we're able to see people go the distance, show their skills, and build a name for themselves. And this is just, you're getting your ass whooped consistently. Legit, Le'Veon almost died in the first 10 seconds of his fight, and then he had to fight through the Incredible Hulk as a white dude coming at him. And then FaZe Temple was had the jiggles or something, because he just running around the ring the entire time, and then he got knocked out for the third time. And ended up having to retire due to Josh Buckner just coming on the whole different time of timing. This man pulled up trying to send Bo to the nether realm, which I didn't expect it to go like that. I thought it was going to be a little different, but I did say that Temple was going to get hard in that fight. I just thought he was going to push through it, which he did. He got back up after the first knockdown, but then he ended up getting knocked down a few seconds later, which was even more brutal than the first knockdown. So the two cruiserweight fights have been brutal. These fights I don't expect to be as brutal, because let's be for real. The first fight, DTG versus Minicon, is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think it is. A lot of people say that Minicon is like that Johnny man of the X heavyweight class. Now he's in cruiserweight. The thing about Minicon though is that Minicon always did good against the people that wasn't overly buff. If he's fighting some normal dude that didn't look like he was from the Marvel universe, then he usually always did good. If you think about it, he lost the arms, but almost beat arms the first fight, which was literally the Black Incredible Hulk. And then he ends up fighting some type of basketball fighter that kind of walked like Jimmy D. Cricket, and he knocked him out. And then he fought his homeboy Misfits, ended up beating him. And then he ended up fighting this Thor dude or something like that, who was some Viking looking dude. And I could have sworn he was Thor, the boxer Thor that has a couple of fights that fought Eddie Hall, that dude. And that fight alone showed so much skill from Minicon until he ran out of stamina. Then he just started brawling it out. And I think if we see that version of Minicon with a bigger stamina bound, he honestly has the highest chance of beating Le'Veon Bell in the tourney but that's only if he can tap back into that state. Cause I was like the Avatar state, bro. That shit was a different breed. He was moving fast as hell, combinations, power, dodging stuff. He was like he wasn't even in heavyweight. That fight was crazy, bro. Ended up getting a draw because he ran out of stamina. But if he goes into the Avatar state again, I think he'll probably get a unanimous against DTG. But I see this fight honestly being a bit close. DTG probably have those early rounds like he always does, just dominating the beginning of the fights. He knocked out both of his last two opponents or finished them before that third round came, I'm pretty sure. And ended up breaking Halaham's nose in the first round by illegally elbowing him, which isn't allowed in boxing, but he caused damage in the beginning of the fight regardless. But I think many counters will do that, like, if you hold them in the beginning of the fight, it doesn't really pay off by the later rounds. Like, it's not like you're holding a normal dude and then you see him fading off in the fight. I think if you hold Minicon in the beginning or the end, it doesn't really matter. He's still there. So this fight, I honestly see DTG doing a little bit of what he does in his last two fights, but then Minicon being able to kind of like take over those later rounds. That's the most likely. But we never know. Minicon look different. Maybe he fight different. You never know, bro. But honestly, I see Minicon winning by a decision. I don't know what. Knowing him, it might be a split decision, but I would rather see a unanimous decision, so he could kind of like gain some respect from the people. And then we got what is this man's name?
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Jake Corness and Mike Edwards. If I keep it a stack, bro, I would fall to these motherfuckers as the white and the black dude. Honestly, I didn't really remember their names that much. But the black dude is like 6'6", which is like 1 inch shorter than Tyson Fury, bro. This dude's height is one of the biggest on Misfits. It's like him and probably Chase Lamore. I honestly think the height difference, if you don't I guess underestimate your height, then it usually plays against you in this influencer boxing scene. Because if you're like overestimated how tall you are, you get careless and usually end up like Temple. So I think if he underestimates his height and actually tries to be good at boxing instead of just being taller than someone, I think he wins this fight. But I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen big, like, stocky dudes just beat the hell out of these tall people on Misfits before. And this could be another case of it, but I'm going to have to go with Mike Edwards. He literally dressed like a Dragon Ball Z character at the open workout. I ain't even going to hold you. That joint look epic, bro. And then the next fight, I think we got Sammy versus Jesse, which is Prince Nassim's son. Now, if you don't know, I think Prince Nassim has multiple kids that box, and the other one that boxed, I think, fought maybe like a week or two ago. He has like a boxing match before then where he like lost to a Johnny, man. And honestly, I think this is the son that has the most promise to him out of his kids. He has the style about him. He has a swagger of like Prince Nassim to an extent, and I think if he actually does well, as in like being entertaining, because honestly, I really do think this is one of the most one-sided fights on the card. I do think he'll probably just body Jesse, but he has to do more than just body him. I think he has to kind of fight him how the guy fought on the previous count. What was his name? Can't really think. Oh yeah, it was Emil Castman. If he fights him like Emil Castman, then I feel like he has the potential to be one of the best like Sons of a Legend that Misfit has at the moment. And honestly, you never know, bro. He'll probably be a top competitor in that weight class around like the 160 is. He'll find like a little path or something to go down, compete against some higher competition than what we've seen so far, which is just this like TikTok or something like that. I'm not really sure who the hell this dude is. But I think Jesse will probably KO him, probably like a round 2 KO or something like that. The next fight, I'm pretty sure is Ben Williams versus the Warren dude. I'm pretty sure that's his name, Warren or something like that. Hey, bro, if a dude's named Warren, like, he got a warrant on him, you think he's a criminal, but I can't even lie, bro. He has actually quite been the opposite. He seems like the good guy in this storyline. Like, if you want to vote for the good guy, then you're usually going to probably vote for Warren. Something happened, I guess, to push him to wanting this fight so hardly. I guess someone that he's known said that his last, like one of his last like recommendations was that he puts on a hell of a fight with Ben Williams, and then that person passed that Warren knew. And honestly, a storyline like that, I feel like has a lot of potential to make for an interesting performance. If he goes out and perform like it was a dead man's wish, then this has potential to be possibly one of the best fights on the card. We already know Ben Williams. Ben Williams comes out like basically the Irish version of Gibb. He's built really in a body kind of like Gibb. They both got that big ass beetle looking cell as a back, and they're wide as hell. Like, they literally look like if they put like they shoulder and their arms out, they can't even walk through a door. They walk like Roblox characters, look like little pumping Kanye West on I Love It type shit. Just built completely different and look weird as hell. Honestly, bro, I think Ben Williams is still gonna win the fight regardless of this man's animosity. Plus, this man fought Evan Chalmers, which is a good fighter, and he got laid out, came back, fought through. I don't know if he made it the distance, but honestly, stuff like that kind of prepares you for situations where like you're put through adversity and you have to fight through it. But I think Evan Chalmers and Ben Williams will probably be not a big skill difference for the most part. So I could see like Ben Williams probably unanimously him. There's still a chance of a stoppage, but I think he'll probably unanimous him. We haven't really seen Ben Williams beat really impressive people by a stoppage. Like, he just kind of lays hands on them, gets them hot, and then he gets unanimous like he did against Batista. So I see Ben Williams still being able to just do whatever he wants with him, but not to the point where he could just take him out whenever he wants to. Cause this dude is a fighter. He did that said in the face to face. He's like, but I'm one of them people where you gotta like break my spirit and like change like my thoughts on the fight and stuff like that. So I can't even lie. I do like that. It's gonna put on one hell of a fight. But I see Ben Williams get like a unanimous. The next fight, I'm pretty sure is Dean the Great versus Dave Fogarty. Not really sure how to pronounce his name. Now, I think Dave Fogarty might be one of his bigger opponents. Now, he has fought some tall people, long arms before. Like, he fought like Yeti Gang, A-Pound, Puliarif. But this dude here is like one of the longer ones, taller ones. Hasn't boxed before professionally, maybe some like type of exhibition type stuff. So that's gonna be a huge disadvantage for him. I do think Dean the Great is gonna have to try to get the stoppage. I don't think it's gonna just come like the Puliarif one where they're just fighting. He hits him with a good one, then he goes down. I think he's gonna have to apply some pressure on him, maybe hit him with a little combo and then drop him or something like that. But I do think it's possible for Dean to get a stoppage in the second or third round against David. It's possible. It's very possible. If he has a moment like he does against Waleed, where his mouthpiece fell on, he just pieced him up for the end of the round. I think that's enough for David to get referee stoppage or something. And I thought the second round. And then we got the HS Tiki Taki versus George Benson. I can't lie, Tiki Taki was originally gonna be main event fighting some dude with like nipple piercings or some junk. He looked like a freaky ass dude. I don't know what he was into, bro. I think he probably listened to Diddy on the daily. But he ends up having that guy pull out. Had a chance to fight on the pay-per-view or fight Chase them on the same card. And then he's like, no, I fight on pay-per-view. And he finally got the opportunity, but it came late minute, like had like a week or two or something like that to prepare. And then they get this other dude, which I don't even know what the hell wrong with, bro, honestly, bro. He kind of fight like a dude that just got a BBL or something. Like, it's like, you can't really move your like, bottom end that much, because the BBL is still, like, you know, it's like, it's newly done, so you can't really mess with it. And then this dude literally fights like those little toys, bro. I don't know what they was called, but it's like some little boxing game that they were, like, very popular back in the days. And you just move their arms, like the body just stationary as hell, like you lost all like control of your body and you could just punch. That's how the hell this man moved, bro. This man moved upper body like those damn Kyle Dilla said balloon people, bro. I don't even know why this man think there's a possibility that he's him. I don't even know, like. And then this dude actually agreed to go bald if he loses the fight, which he already kind of look like Delta D's. So, like, I don't know who this man really think he is, bro. I gotta give it up to bro, though. He probably got more confidence than me at this point. At least, like, I'll be dead ass. I'll be like, bro, honestly, bro, if I'm punching like that, bro, I'm just doing it for the bag. Which, honestly, the bag probably good, to be honest. This man could probably get some money so he could, like, get some movement in his body. And then the next fight's gonna be Anthony Taylor versus Gabriel Silva or Gabriella. I don't know, bro. He ended up getting bitch-smacked by bro in the face-offs, which was crazy, bro. Me personally, bro,
I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
that was because of all that shit that Pretty Boy was talking. He ended up getting bitch-smacked, which I can't lie. In the moment, I was like, is Pretty Boy gonna bitch-smack him? And then he got bitch-smacked. I was like, bro, oh my god. Like, this dude literally got bitch-smacked by this little, like, a damn, he looked like a spider or something. Like, I get it, his dad's the spider, but he looked more like a damn spider. Like, if I seen this dude, like, crawling at night on all fours, I'd be scared as hell, bro. This dude is so long and skinny that's not even funny. He look like a damn stick, bro. But like, he smacked the living hell out of Pretty Boy, which is probably one of the cleanest smacks in Misfits, like, face-to-face history. And then, like, Pretty Boy, like, tackled a whole bunch of, like, bodyguards and laid them out. And then he just walked away. I was like, what did that bodyguard do, bro? But honestly, this is a fight that's been building up for a little while, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. You know, Gabriella wanted to fight Pretty Boy for a good little minute. They even had a little call-out moment where he barely won against OJ Rosen. And it was a hype little fight. They tried to get it going. The weight didn't make sense and all that stuff. But they finally got it on him. And honestly, bro, this is going to be an interesting fight. Because if we see the same version of Pretty Boy that we seen against Erickson, it should be a pretty good fight, I can't lie. I think Pretty Boy has the potential of knowing what to do in the moment. He's been in moments similar to this more than Gabriella has in boxing. Because, like, let's be for real, Gabriella has fought 3 people, which I'm pretty sure he almost got knocked out in the first one. He ended up playing around with Ben Davis and then just KO'd him whenever he wanted to. And then in the third fight against OJ, he ended up feeling himself a bit. He was on the back foot, trying to play defensive, but he let OJ come to him. And OJ kind of, like, felt a bit off that night. OJ kind of fought in a weird way. He kind of disregarded head movement, which is something that Pretty Boy usually focuses quite a bit on. Moving his head to the left, to the right, kind of like that peekaboo Mike Tyson style. But Gabriella was missing, even though OJ walked in a straight line towards him, which he let him come forward. I think if Gabriella wins this fight, it's him pushing Pretty Boy back, because Pretty Boy pushed back is kind of, we seen him be kind of vulnerable when he's pushed back. I feel like if he allows Pretty Boy to come forward, then he'll probably end up being behind on the scorecards without even knowing it, honestly. But I could see Pretty Boy probably getting a decision. I think it'll be one of his tough opponents that was in the pro boxing. But I could see him probably getting a decision in this fight, with a competitive fight, depending on how they fight. Because that's the thing, we don't know how either of these two are going to fight. We have seen these people fight differently throughout different fights. The fight basically plays depending on how they fight, because they got different like selectable styles. If they select the style, that's going to determine who wins the fight. And then we got the main event, which is going to be Danny Everson. Wait, no, Danny Evans. Where did I get Son from? I don't even know. I'm just thinking about Sons now. And then we got Danny Simpson. Two Dannys, bro. I feel like this fight kind of came out of nowhere when it was originally Danny versus Bevo. And Bevo announced that he was injured or something like that, so the fight got canceled. And then there was a little moment of being like, who is Danny Evans fighting? Is he still gonna fight? And then Simpson came around, and a lot of people were like, who is this dude? They both haven't boxed before. And then it was later revealed that he was like a Premier League winner on football. And it started becoming a thing where it's like, Danny Evans might not be athletic enough to compete with him when it comes to stamina and just like doing sports and stuff like that. But I think Danny Simpson might have like not been boxing that long, honestly, because the way that this man punching is kind of looking like HS Tiki Taki's opponent if he did the tutorial of boxing. Like, he didn't have one match, but he just did the tutorial. This man fighting Tiki Taka looked like he skipped the tutorial and was like, okay, let me learn what to do, which is what I do in a lot of games. I ain't even gonna lie. I barely know what the hell people are talking about half the time until I experience what they're talking about and figure it out. So I feel like that's the difference. Danny Evans has like did a tutorial and completed a couple of main story quests. While this man Simpson literally did a tutorial and was like, yeah, I know how to play the game. I might not play it again. That's kind of how it seems. They even made a deal where they're gonna give each other's biggest achievements away depending on if they lose or not. Which, honestly, if it actually goes through, that's kind of crazy to be filmed. To be a FIFA YouTuber, to actually take in somebody's like real life football medal, that would be crazy. But for my prediction for this fight, I could see it going either one or two ways. I feel like it could go away where it's like Danny Evans is just clearly better and just outpoints him basically like every round and then just gets a decision win. Maybe a stoppage later on because he's not returning punches or protecting himself properly. Or it could go away of Jay Swingler versus Nick LeMayo. I could see it going that way too. But it was like, yeah, he's favored to win the fight because of how good he looked. But then Simpson kind of puts him in moments where he's like having to push through adversity, getting pressured, and having to stay in the fight. But ultimately wins in the end of the fight. But like a surprise win when they were just like counting out the scorecards and he's surprised that he won. I feel like that would be the most kind of like, it seems like the most happenable like decision out of the two is that he's gonna be better, but he's gonna get surprised in moments where Simpson starts to put the pressure on him, make him second guess himself, and then he has to still like focus on protecting himself, stay in the fight. But I do see Danny Evans winning this fight regardless of the two different paths. I just think it's either gonna be easy for him or it's gonna be quite easy, but then he's gonna get a bit careless and he's gonna get surprised here and there by how good Simpson is. I think Simpson might just be a moment fighter. I don't think he's gonna be fighting the whole fight. I think Danny Evans gonna be the one trying to fight the whole fight. I do think Simpson is gonna be fighting him in periods. I think he's gonna throw a good little combination here and there, and then like surprise Evans. But I see it being like that. This count hasn't been the one that hyped me up the most. It's been okay. It's been okay. I still think the count got better since the first day that it was announced. Which is what I was expecting. You can never judge a count on misfits when it's first announced, because it will likely change by the time that it actually happens. I think the count might have changed for the better. I prefer the Danny Evans main event over the KSI 1v2. We still get to see Pretty Boy and KSI perform, but it's going to be under different circumstances. And we don't get to see Slim, which is kind of a bummer. There's rumors he's going to fight this card, but hey, bro, we still got the card, bro. And I'm still excited to see it. Anyways, let me know what y'all guys think about that count. This is my final predictions. I'm doing it on the weigh-in day, so it's closest to the fight, and it's the closest to how the count will look on fight night. I'll probably do a video for the next count a little later. It's gonna be in 2 weeks, probably be like a week and a couple of days or something. I'll do another prediction for the next count. This is the Albert Nikki Rue. I think that's how you say her name. I'm not really sure. And the Julie Polka count, which I'm more excited for than this count. But this count has some mysteries. The other count doesn't really have that many mysteries. This count has the mysteries, and throughout the night it'll get better rather than me just talking about the count. But if you want to see my predictions versus what actually happened, and if I get it right or wrong, they'll be on Twitter probably the same night. But until then, y'all bless the sky, hit the bell, comment below, let me know what y'all think about the count below. Who's your favorite fighter on this count? My favorite fighter on this count is currently probably Pretty Boy versus Gabriel Silva. I think that's going to be the fight that determines a lot about what's going to happen going forward. But let me know what's your favorite fight on this count. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
So I'm putting my defenses up, 'cause I don't wanna fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd